What's up, Final fans? It's the Warrior of Hype, and we're going to be taking a look at this key art, which is also going to be the box art for Final Fantasy VII Rebirth, created by the creative director Tetsuya Nomura. This new artwork represents the three worlds that form the axis of the story in Final Fantasy VII Rebirth. Sephiroth is in the center, as he represents the instigator of the events of the past. Cloud and Zack are on the side as they represent their destinies being torn apart by Sephiroth. The image of blood, fire, and red that evokes Sephiroth stains the sky and spreads over the world. The subtle red shade within the logo of this work also inspired the same imagery. Now, that was a direct quote from the press release for Final Fantasy VII Rebirth. Now, I am going to take this image and start to dig deeper and analyze it even further. So, the Starry Night that is on Cloud's side is exactly the same as the Starry Night used in Tifa's key art. Well, maybe not exactly the same as Tifa's key art, but there is a Starry Night going on. What is exactly the same is the promise scene, the cut scene that happens in Final Fantasy VII Remake. You can almost see the extension of that star belt right there, blending right in. It's almost like they just took this backdrop and put it in for this key art. I thought that was very, very interesting. But yeah, so there's the promise, there's the key art for Tifa. Also worth noting that the inn at Sector 7 Undercity is called Stargazer Heights. So there's a lot of nighttime star imagery happening with Cloud and Tifa. On Zack's side, the fair weather blue sky is also the same blue sky used in the Aerith key art for Final Fantasy VII Remake back in 2019, depicting her standing looking at the blue sky that should have been a Highwind, because these are obviously recreations of the iconic key arts for these characters for the original game, but the Highwind wasn't there, and I had thought of it for a long time as well. Maybe it's just they just removed the Highwind because it's not in the Midgard portion of the game. But now, yeah, it's her connection to Zack. And once again, like, talking about how the key arts imagery actually starts to blend in. Look at this. If I move this over, the sky almost starts to blend. It has that it has that swooping motion going on right there. I thought that's very interesting. Now, to solidify this point even further, well, I could just go ahead and do this. And how about I just bring up the official Japanese Square Enix Goods website that shows a metallic file on sale for the Tokyo Game Show. Yeah, it has, let's see if we can scroll down right. It's number 14. It has Tifa and Aerith replacing Cloud and Zack respectively. So Tifa on the Cloud side and Aerith on Zack's side. This is very, very interesting. Now, so at the beginning of the Rebirth trailer, they Aerith talks about, will you be in the world that, that I'm trying to save? Now, I will dive into that a whole lot more in my breakdown video that's coming out hopefully tomorrow, or maybe even the day after tomorrow. But that's coming out. That's also a translation from Turquoise Hammer there, a literal translation saying, Aerith is saying, will you be in the world that I'm saving, that I'm trying to save? So yeah, I mean, there's a whole lot to speculate on, but I just wanted to point that out. Very cool stuff there. Now let's get back to breaking down this key art. The sun is rising, or setting, but I'm going to go with that it's rising to bring a new dawn. Dawn symbolizes a new beginning. Sephiroth's world created by merging Cloud and Zack's worlds together. He talks about that in the trailer. The reunion is upon us when worlds merge. The yellow of the sun shines out and leaves flames in its light as if it is burning and destroying everything in its wake. The lightning from the sky is very foreboding. It symbolizes destruction. Something bad is coming. A storm is coming. The reunion is upon us. Clearly, this isn't a sign of a good thing. Just as the skies of Cloud's and Zack's worlds, they start to blend in with the middle here. The dawn of the sunrise is also clashing with the storm above. So Sephiroth is bringing death and destruction and a new beginning with it. The mountains of Mount Nebel appears to swoop inwards on Zack's side, as if it's being pulled into this reunion. And on Cloud's side, you can see the mountains actually kind of swerving out of it, as if it is resisting the reunion. Now, I don't think it's willingly on Zack's side. I just feel like that rift in the sky, where Zack walks out and sees the rift in the sky, I think his world is literally being pulled into it. It's about to be merged, and maybe that's what's going on there. But you can see it just, the imagery of it is swooping inwards. Now, of course, as a graphic designer, I kind of also understand the concept of balance whenever you're doing art, and you kind of have to balance the colors and the brightness and darks of the images and stuff like that. So it could just be trying to counterbalance things, but whatever, man. I'm overanalyzing, and I'm going to stick to it. Speaking of overanalyzing, let's talk about the symbolism of the elements here. Water is on fire. What is interesting to note is that both water and fire symbolize destruction and rebirth. Fire is pretty straightforward. We all know that fire can burn away life, transform it, and spread uncontrollably. Fire can be a symbol of power, hatred, desire. And it can also, of course, the flames of rebirth. All of these things can be linked to Sephiroth. Now, in Christianity, baptisms were performed with water as a way of cleansing the soul so that they can be reborn as Christian. But also, there's the story of Noah's Ark, where God uses water to destroy the world so that it can be reborn. This is what Sephiroth is doing, and likely why the first game is called Remake and this one is called Rebirth. Kind of interesting stuff there. Anyways, is there anything else that you noticed? Comment, let me know. And big thank you to our ultimate weapon, Badly Brave, and to all of our Final Fan TV party members who toss Gil our way on Ko-fi and Patreon. Thank you for watching this video. Hit the thumbs up button, equip a subscription, and get ready for the hype. Take care now. Bye-bye then.